Okay, so let's talk for a few minutes about the brilliance of Third Eye Blind. Why? Okay. I teach music as my day job, and I just showed one of my students Jumper, which everybody knows. A lot of people hate. It's definitely an overplayed Third Eye Blind song. It's still good, you know? And so many people that have heard Semi-Charmed Life, you know, the Do 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 song, and Jumper, and occasionally How's It Going to Be, write Third Eye Blind off to be a very bland 90s band. And that couldn't be, like, less true. They're like the best 90s band. If you listen to the self-titled record from 1997 straight through, it is so fucking brilliant and beautiful and like creatively arranged, and the guitar parts and altered tunings and the layers and the mini solos and everything. It's just so fucking on point. It's like almost 50 years ahead of its time. A lot of people have lumped Third Eye Blind into the same category as Matchbox 20, who are literally probably one of the worst 90s bands ever. And that's not to knock Rob Thomas, who, from what I understand, is a very nice person. But in general, like 3 a.m. and Push and all that stuff is terrible. You can't compare Matchbox 20's bland music with Third Eye Blind's utter amazingness. A while back, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, I did a YouTube cover of Motorcycle Drive-By by Third Eye Blind, which is the second to last track on the self-titled record. And you know, just learning it and playing it and trying to figure out all the stuff by ear, you know, wasn't terribly difficult, but wasn't terribly easy either, especially like the bass lines. I kind of winged that bass line a little bit, you know, when I did the video. The drums were close, but they weren't really exactly like the record at all. And the guitar parts, I probably screwed them up, you know, whatever. I don't even care. The whole point was to get more people into Third Eye Blind, just like, you know, this video right here. It's like, if you are watching this, you know how fucking amazing they are, or were, I guess, in their prime. And if you're not, you know, like, if you really don't have any idea about their music, I mean, go through that first record, like from start to finish, and just listen to it. You know, the very first line of Losing a Whole Year is so amazing. You know, I remember when we used to spend the whole goddamn day in bed. This has been bugging me. This is just trash. And he's singing at the top of his lungs, and it's just, it sets up the whole story of the record. This microphone is fucking up on me. That opening lyric sets up the whole story of the record, which is, you know, like happy relationship, dysfunctional relationship, drug addiction, you know, sickness, death, memories, sacrifice, compromise, like everything. Like, it's all like a whole story that is just so fucking brilliant. And it's not just the catchiness of the songs, which are insanely catchy. It's just the utter fucking melodic brilliance. I mean, like, just everything. The lyrics, like Send Me All Your Vampires, or like the lyrics to God of Wine, you know, all the stuff that he says in there. The lyrics of How's It Going to Be? I'm only pretty sure that I can't take any more before you take a swing. I wonder, you know, what are we fighting for? It sounds so simple, and it's so like, oh yeah, I could have written that. But the whole thing is, you didn't. You didn't write that. Stephen Jenkins and Kevin Cadigan, like, they wrote that stuff. You know, Kevin Cadigan left Third Eye Blind, like, after the second record, because him and Stephen had, you know, discrepancies, whatever happened. I mean, there's been a lot of Third Eye Blind members that have come and gone, you know, over the years. Royalty disagreements and money and just whatever. Stephen Jenkins, like, truth be told, he's not the nicest person. I've seen him in interviews. I've seen him talk shit about other bands.
Kind of a dick.
You kind of sort of forgive him because of the great music that he's written, especially in the 90s. The third Eye Blind record, Out of the Vein, is really good as well. And the Red Star EP, as cheesy as Non-Dairy Creamer is as a song, it's so fucking good too. It's like super catchy. It's great. It's about how fucking fake shit rules the earth. You know, like phony people, shitty people, pretty people, gorgeous fucking perfect people have like 100,000 Instagram followers and literally say nothing. The whole song is about the lying in politics, especially today, and the hate and all this stupid bullshit. And it's goddamn fucking brilliant. I mean, everything that they've done is brilliant, but especially that first Third Eye Blind record. Blue is really rad. It's a little disconnected. It's a little, the order of the songs, everything is just kind of, it's a beautiful record and it's a masterpiece, but it's just a little too disconnected for me. The flow of the self-titled record has just, I don't know what it is. It's just magic. Blue is still really good. The guitar work's really amazing. The hit from that, which a lot of people know, is Never Let You Go, which is, just a simple pop song, 1-4-5 chord progression, but it's so fucking good still. Other stuff from that record, I know I'm babbling, but sometimes I get so excited about thinking about this that I just cannot get the words out the right way. If you've ever written off Third Eye Blind to be a really terrible band or just like a boring 90s band, you have to really open your mind up, get into their stuff. Spin that self-titled record, spin Blue, spin Out of the Vein, spin the Red Star EP. The other stuff, like the later stuff, is still good. It's just not as rock solid as those first 3 records, especially the first record. Totally worth your time. When I first heard this record, I first heard Semi-Charmed Life on the radio, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. What is this rapping, singing, hook thing? Like, great guitar work, awesome, tight musical performances, tremendous. Then I got the record. I ordered the CD from one of those mail order companies. It was either Columbia House or BMG. So the original album cover looked like this. Mine looked like this. And I was like, oh, is this the same version? Did they get rid of any songs? Like, I didn't know. I mean, the internet was still fresh. I mean, it was impossible to research the proper track listing of stuff, or like the proper radio edits if they threw like a different version on the CD or something. I got it, I listened to it, from Losing a Whole Year, and then Narcolepsy kicks in, which is such a fucking great song, and then it's Semi-Charmed Life, and then you're like, okay, no one can argue that this is an amazing record. And then Jumper, which is definitely kind of like a little bit of a low point on the record in my opinion. It's still really good though. Then it comes right back in with Graduate, which is so fucking good, and just the way that guitar is like kind of has this like hammer-on tap thing, like all that stuff, it's just so good. And then right after that you got How's It Going to Be, which is just a beautiful sad song. And then everything else, I mean, I should just pull up the CD so I can just like talk about the songs. As a matter of fact, let me do that. So yeah, got the CD. And actually, from what I remember, it did come with a red jewel case, like a red tray, which is like really cool. The order of the songs, as most of you know, anyone who's watching this, Losing a Whole Year, tremendous. Narcolepsy, mind-blowingly amazing. I mean, like, if you didn't like the record from the first song, you hear Narcolepsy and you're like, okay, this is fucking tremendous. Semi-Charmed Life, or Semi-Charmed Life, great pop song, of course. Jumper, again, slight low point. And then Graduate just comes right back up, and it's such a great song about like you're never going to be accepted no matter what you do. You do good, people talk shit about you. You do bad, people talk shit about you. That's the message I get from Graduate. I could be completely off the mark, but that's always what I felt the lyrics were about, and that's always how I felt about my life. It's like no matter what level of good I do, everyone's going to be like, oh, Chris, he's a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, cool. I still get that today from people, but whatever. And then you got How's It Going to Be, which is tremendous. And then you got Thanks a Lot, which is kind of a weird song, but still really cool. Then Burning Man, great song. Then Good For You, another like killer song. London, the whole upbeat, rock thing, still a great song. Has an appearance in Can't Hardly Wait, the movie from 1998, which I also love. London's definitely, there's something to be said about London just as a song in general. Then I Want You, which is fucking rad. And then you got the last 3, which are so fucking perfect. You can't even like measure how beautiful and amazing that those last 3 songs are. You got The Background, which is literally probably one of the greatest songs ever written in the history of pop music. The Background. I mean, come on. The Background. If you're watching this, the fucking Background. You know what I mean? It's like, does anything more really need to be said when you've heard The Background? Probably not. And then Motorcycle Drive-By, which is just tremendous. And then God of Wine, which closes the record off, and it's so fucking good. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's so fucking amazing. So crazy. Oh, I love it. This album is so amazing. You can't lump it in with Matchbox 20 and, I don't know, like Sister Hazel and all this like forgettable kind of like 90s like pop stuff. This is like on another level of brilliant. I just wanted to talk about that. Also, this This is the official guitar book, okay? This is like the Hal Leonard Publishing, you know, like recorded versions guitar. Do you know how fucking rare this was for like, I don't know, years on Amazon? I mean, or eBay? You could not find this fucking book for less than $200, $300, or $400. Like, nobody was selling this. Nobody had it. I don't know if it was like a copyright thing or whatever. I searched for like literally 8 or 9 years straight trying to find this book at a reasonable price. And one day, it was a few years ago, it was probably like, I don't know, 2011 or 2012, this book was finally like 18 bucks, like used. And I had to fucking buy it. Like, I was like, this is fucking insane. Going through and learning these songs and like learning the guitar parts that Kevin Cadigan wrote and, you know, Stephen Jenkins, the tab, the altered tunings, just the solos, just the creativity of like the guitar textures and the effects. I don't know. It's just, it's disgusting. It's so perfect. And I literally like searched for years for this book, literally. And I finally got it. And this is like one of my most prized possessions. If you can find this exact version, you know, the recorded versions guitar, like the actual tab, probably approved by the band, pick this up. It'll just blow your mind, especially if you love the record. This is so worth owning. Third Eye Blind. I mean, every time they are brought up by one of my students or just somebody who's like, oh yeah, they're okay, like whatever, I'm like, yeah, just okay? No. Like, seriously, they are way, way fucking better than okay. I just wanted to talk about that. I haven't done a video in a long time. I always feel that a lot of my stuff is just not viewed, not seen, not cared about, but I still keep going because I love this shit. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about my job. It's like everything that I do musically, everything that I talk about, it's like, you know, this is like, this keeps me going, man. This shit keeps me alive. It keeps the fire under my ass. And, you know, I really appreciate you guys watching this video, sharing any of my videos, checking out any of the stuff that I do. Seriously, like, thank you. It just really makes me happy and just gives me like a reason to keep going and keep making more stuff. So thanks again for listening to me rave about Third Eye Blind. If you feel the same, leave a comment. Seriously, it's like, let me know you're watching this. Third Eye Blind, fucking love you. Kevin Cadigan, I know you're not in the band anymore, but thank you so much for your creativity and your input in making one of the best albums ever made, the best 2 albums, you know, self-titled and Blue. And, you know, thanks to Tony, who is the guitar player on Out of the Vein, for, again, contributing such beautiful guitar work, you know, all that stuff. So I don't know what else to say. I'm just totally babbling, but I had to make a quick video about this. You know, my student just left literally like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, fuck, I got to make a video about Third Eye Blind because they are just fucking amazing. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.